Today, I'm taking you guys with me on a trip to Mossyrock Dam, a spot that is a popular fishing spot and hangout for nature enthusiasts such as myself. I've got Panda, my border collie, along, and my mom is joining with her styled minivan. There's a lot of scenery and history along the route that I'm excited to share with you guys because this is my home county, the one that I grew up in, Lewis County of Washington State. So these landscapes mean a lot to me. Right now we're on Highway 12, which is also known as the White Pass Scenic Byway, because it goes through Packwood and onto White Pass. Imagine that. And now we're going over Mayfield Lake on our way to Mossyrock, which will be the really, I guess, first and only major town, which, major, I use that term loosely, that we will run across in our journey here. Yeah, I've got a lot of fond memories of Mayfield Lake, and I love going over this bridge and getting to see the boats, and it's even really pretty in the winter time and all times of the year, to be honest. And to our right, we're going to be passing the Adobe Bulb Farm, which is pretty well known in the county and even outside of the county. I have fond memories going here with my mom and my grandma as a kid for holidays like Mother's Day and Valentine's Day and other good flower seasons. My grandma Bobby loved gardening and flowers and would drive all the way from where she lived in Clatskanie, Oregon, to visit us and this nursery. And the Adobe Bulb Farm has a breathtaking show garden, and it reminds me of a scene from like a fantasy movie, like Lord of the Rings, Hobbit Village, that kind of thing. So it is just so stunning. And they're more broadly known for their famous spring tulip gardens that stripe the entire landscape with all sorts of colors of tulips. It's really hard to just describe with words something that you honestly just have to see. And according to their site, they've been in business for 40 years. And it's honestly something I'll have to make my own video on that in particular at some point. And now we're in Mossyrock proper, and I apologize for the shaky footage that's about to happen. I was filming with my right hand, which is my shifting hand. In hindsight, that was not the best idea, but now I know that for future videos. And I just didn't want to miss out on filming these quaint little buildings. I think Mossyrock and a lot of the small towns in Lewis County, in my opinion, are really cool and cute little towns. And I want to eventually visit all of them and do histories of all the different shops and things that are in them. Because the history is pretty cool to me because I grew up here. And, I don't think this county and this area gets enough love, which in a way is kind of a good thing because it keeps it not as touristy. And for someone like me that prefers more desolate and peopleless scenery, that's pretty nice. But, would like the towns to get the attention that they deserve in some way. And Mossyrock is pretty small, at least Mossyrock, the town itself, like the actual place where the stores and the school and things like that are. As you just saw, I drove through it in like a couple of minutes down the main strip. And I'm pretty sure this area is also Mossyrock, might be like unincorporated Lewis County. Because for example, even where I live, which isn't too terribly far from where this is also unincorporated Lewis County, and I'm right in the middle of a number of other little small towns. So yeah, sometimes it's hard to know when you're driving around out here unless you're a local, like somebody that actually, lives in one of these farms, to know, is it actual Mossyrock? Is it just out random in the county? Hard to tell sometimes, but it's really beautiful. I love in the summertime how you get almost this wheat field vibe that kind of reminds me of Eastern Washington, which I also love. And yeah, as you can see here, Mom and I were jamming out too hard and missed our turn. So normally when you're coming from Mossyrock going towards this Mossyrock Dam, you would be making a left turn onto this road, which I don't exactly remember what the road is called, but it's just before a park, which is nice because if you are jamming to your tunes too hard and miss your turn, just turn around in that park and then you will be making a right turn on the first road that is to your right. And this road is a bit on the windy side, so if you're pulling a trailer or a boat or something like that, you know, I mean, you're probably used to that if that's something that you do, so just keep in mind, White Pass, or not White Pass, the Highway 12 is pretty dang straight, but a lot of these other little roads are pretty windy and not a big deal for my mom who is mobbing in front of me, but for me and my truck, I have to go a little bit slower just because, you know, old truck suspension, I can really feel the turns. But a lot of these people's yards that live on this road are so pretty, especially in, I think, more the springtime when flowers just start blooming. I can't remember all the different types of flowers that bloom. That would definitely be more my mom that knows more of that stuff. I'm more just like, oh, look at that really pretty bright pink or purple or whatever bush. I like that. And now we've moved away from more the, I guess you could say, residential area. And we're in, I don't know if I would call this, because this isn't necessarily a park that we're in, but I think this is more of the territory of the park. I mean, I guess that's the best way to put it. And I absolutely love driving through here because the trees make this kind of tunnel feel, and then the way the sun streams through the trees, you get all these cool designs and patterns on the road. And it's just really something. And throughout the year, you know, it's just beautiful all year round. Right now, this is summer that I filmed this, and so everything's super green. And then in the fall, you get more the rich oranges, yellows, you know, all those fall tones. And so yeah, I'm going to shut my trap for a minute here so you all can just enjoy how beautiful this is. And now we're turning into the spot that I actually refer to as the Mossyrock Dam spot. I always forget what this park, this particular place is actually called. It does have a name that I do find out, explore, find a sign for later in the video, but future me does not remember what it is. And it's a pretty mild road. It is a gravel road, and you have to watch out for some giant pieces of driftwood and potholes and stuff. So if you are a lower clearance vehicle, just be mindful of that. I've seen cars, just regular old sedans, driving on this. And as you can see, my mom, who's in the Toyota Sienna minivan in front of me, is doing just fine. So it's a really nice spot because you don't have to have, a truck like I have or something even more overlandy to be able to enjoy this kind of spot. Of course, there will probably be more parking options if you have something like I'm driving, like I'm pretty much just driving right on top of a bunch of driftwood and stuff like that. Hello, adventurers. Sure, I'm in frame here at the Mossyrock Dam. I don't know if this spot has a particular name. I think I did see a sign when I was driving in, something shore. But it has been a little over a year since I've been to this spot. And Panda, come on. This is actually the place where I took my very first video that ended up being on this channel. So not much has changed. In fact, it doesn't look like anything has changed, except maybe the water level. But I thought it would be fun, since when I filmed my last video here, I wasn't actually planning or even thinking about a YouTube channel. And well, I guess I was kind of thinking about a YouTube channel, more in the sense of just playing around, trying to get used to filming things with my iPhone 7. And I now have a different phone and another camera, so I think I'll be able to get a lot better footage. But thought it would be interesting to go around and do a little bit more of a tour of this actual area where you can park, and then later take more of an adventure down that way. Which is where, the dog gets me. I gotta go get a bag. we have this nice map here that shows you where the particular spot is at, and then kind of where some other spots are at. Yeah, Rife Lake definitely spans quite a few different areas. The Cosmos and Tadnapam areas that are on the map is where I spent many of my first videos, but the Mossyrock Dam spot is where we are specifically. Yeah, it's really nice to be able to see the dam up so close and see it peeking through the trees and the brush here. And I do walk up closer to it and actually walk on it a little bit. I don't know if at any point they've let people drive on the dam. I mean, I'm sure the people that actually work on it get to drive on it, but I don't think that it's ever been open to through traffic. Now I'm going to read a little bit of facts about the dam that I'm pulling off of whitepassbyway.com in case you're interested in checking out that website, and probably put it in the video description too, just so it's easy for you all to find. But apparently this dam is the tallest dam in Washington state. I don't know how many dams there are exactly in this state, but well, this one's the tallest, so that's pretty special. And Rife Lake, which is the lake that the dam is damming, holding back, is over 20 miles long, which I definitely believe it, because some of the other spots like Cosmos and Dog Patch, which is another area that I've camped and I have videos of on this channel, is also on Rife Lake. And that is all the way out a little bit past Morton. And Morton is a decent distance from Mossyrock. And this article also touches on that as well. It says that Mossyrock Park, which is the park that I had to turn around in because I was jamming too hard, and is just before the turn, or I guess just after the turn for this particular area, is on the west end of the lake. And then Tadnapam Park, which is a state park, I believe, is on the east end of the lake. And I believe this actual place that we are at is the North Shore Fishing Access.
What do you think, Penny?
So I think, I can't think of anywhere else other than just maybe random secluded spots that you would fish. And here I am now walking on the dam. You can get pretty far onto it, enough to be able to see over on the other side, which, not gonna lie, it creeps me out a little bit. And I mean, it is cool to see. And there is another place where you can drive up and see like the dam, this dam from down below, if you will. And to me, that's almost more creepy. It's like creepy and cool at the same time. It's cool to admire such a feat of engineering and just imagine how they built it, but then, I don't know, for some reason it just scares me. I don't know why. Let's see. Now I'm gonna look up, because it's the Tacoma Power or Tacoma Public Utilities that manages the dam, I guess you would say. And their website had some more interesting facts. So this dam was completed in 1968. And it is 606 feet high above bedrock, or 365 feet above the riverbed, and produces enough clean energy to serve more than 87,000 homes every year. That's pretty dang cool. That was a nice little walk. Now it's time to have some coffee. Yes, that is coffee in here. I find that I actually really like the Hydro Flasks for coffee, because since they are so good at insulating, if you want your coffee hot and you have milk or whatever kind of dairy creamer that could spoil, we'll keep it hot and from spoiling. Or if it's cold, it'll keep it cold. Ah, yes. So, big fan of using them for that, and then I end up using plastic bottles for my actual water. And like a doofus, I went off and forgot my little holder bobble for this guy, but let's flip this around. Hopefully Samsung's Super Steady, I say that 5 times fast, won't do me dirty here and will stabilize. It's getting to that point where it's kind of getting dark enough that the GoPro probably won't pick up detail the best, and I can't do stuff like this with the GoPro because I don't have a max lens. And also the GoPro audio is a lot worse than my phone, and my phone, at least, I don't think is too bad, especially if I don't have my hand covering the microphone like I just was. Oops. But anyway, what this is probably a terrible angle. What I'm doing right now, just kind of trying to have a little cool down and trying to find a wand out of all this driftwood pieces. And yes, you heard that right. I did say wand. I don't know if I've said this, probably not on this channel, but I have on my gaming channel, that I am a all things fantasy world nerd, and I would really like to find a nice piece of driftwood that I could use as a wand. You know, it's not going to be actually functional, obviously, but being able to use it like a, art piece, I think would be nice. Maybe I could make many of them and just kind of turn it into a fun little fantasy nerd craft. So that's what I'm going to be doing, just hunting around through all of the little pieces here and sipping my coffee in my hydro flask. Definitely like the shape of this one, but it's kind of light, doesn't really have a nice feel to it in the hand. It's got kind of some funky stuff on it too. Maybe we'll set that over here as a maybe. Now see, one like this. This is perfect. So hopefully I can find more like this. Imagine how big this tree was if this was its root system. Really cool. Alright, it was time to trade my Converse for my shit kickers so that I can go off and go on a more possibly muddy adventure. Grab this. Do the talky bit with my phone since it has the better microphone. But yeah, where I'm about to go, actually the place where I filmed my very first YouTube video for this channel, before I even knew I was going to make YouTube videos. So I figured it would only be fitting to go and explore it again. Don't know how far I'll get, considering it's getting to that dusky time. It's like 7:30 or something, I think. And being September, it's starting to get to that point where it's getting darker earlier. And my phone definitely does better in low light conditions, but it's a lot shakier, whereas the GoPro is steadier. But it does not do very well once it starts getting this dark. So a really pretty sunset. For reference, this is where you drive in and you go down this way to actually go down where everybody parks and fishes, and then keep going straight. You can't drive down it, although it looks like you can. Is where I'm gonna be walking. So this is pretty much the same story as the parking area. No camping or fires. just day use, except this way you can't drive back to. Though it definitely looks like at some point you were able to. To the left and in front of you, you've got a beautiful view of the lake. It looks very mesmerizing with the golden hour sunset that's streaming on it. So this is where I gotta start paying attention, because as you can see, there are a lot of big old rocks. So I'm pretty sure that this little trail here is actually the one that I deviated off of before to get to this area. Yeah, super pretty view. I don't know if I actually want to go any further, but yeah, just beautiful. I'll go back up. Now, I don't remember this mess being here. At least this is a very cool mess. So either I just don't remember it, that's clever, or it's got washed up by rising lake levels sometime during the winter or spring or something. Alright, let's see how we can get around, maybe this way. Ooh, that is a nice walking stick. Looks like you can. In fact, I actually think I remember bushwhacking my way through that before, so I think I'm gonna turn back, head back to the truck, and probably do some drawing, maybe some reading, maybe looking for some more wand/art projects, and I'll update you guys later. Ooh, doggy. Now I'm getting my ready to leave tunes going. Got some Audio Slave up first, and this is where the video ends. So if you made it this far, I thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to be releasing some more videos that are that have been filmed last year, technically, that were filmed a little while ago. So be looking out for those, and I'll probably be mixing those in with things that I'm filming now, now that my life is a little bit more conducive for actually doing some filming, and I'm hoping to be more consistent. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.